Well, I've been here just the once before, and I was only here testing, and some 6 or 7 years ago now, so quite a long time since I've been here. Obviously it guarantees us these fantastic winter conditions, so you know, we're guaranteed to get winter conditions, and let's say not without a situation like we had in Sweden last year. So looking forward to it. I think it'll be a slightly different challenge to what we've seen in Rally Sweden. So yeah, looking forward to finding out what it's all about. Yeah, so last week was done at our base in Jyväskylä. Of course, we had perhaps colder conditions than what we expected there. It was sort of minus 18, but you know, it's almost you know, minus 30 here this morning. So again, different conditions here, and perhaps we see even less of an ice base, believe it or not, and more of a frozen gravel base here. That's makes the driving conditions a bit different. Today we're just going through basically what we started on last week. We're finalising our diff setups and the chassis setup as well. So just going through some various options to perhaps confirm what we started last week, but also try to suit the conditions here. So far the feeling is quite good, but to be honest, these conditions here are quite extreme. So we're seeing you know, quite a lot of you know, movement from the tyre, let's say, but I guess that's normal with this sort of harsh condition. We're using the tyre in very different conditions to what we normally would have done, you know, in Rally Sweden. For example, last year we had hardly no snow, and now we know we're in minus 30. So it's actually quite difficult to compare. Okay, we know that there are some differences. For example, the tyre is much lighter than the Michelin, and of course that gives you some different driving feedback. But yeah, it's very difficult to give an accurate assumption because we're using in such different conditions. Here we're going to see that of course there's only one tyre to pick, and therefore the question is only whether you carry 5 or 6 tyres in the car. So from that side, of course, it's easier to make the tyre choice, as it were. But you know, we could still see, as we have done in Sweden in the past, whoever can manage their tyre package the best, you know, by the end of the loop could end up with more grip and therefore produce better time. So it'll be a balance between, let's say, looking after the tyres, and that'll depend a lot on the conditions we face. I believe it's going to be quite similar to a gravel rally, to be honest, where we're going to see an element of cleaning. At least that's what we found, you know, with the snowy conditions in the past. So I think it's probably going to be a bit of a disadvantage to run, you know, quite early on the road, but we have to wait and see and give it our all regardless. I think naturally after a good result in the last winter rally, you want obviously a good result this time out as well. I think what we did last year worked quite well, so looking for a similar feeling in the car, let's say, and yeah, of course we're hoping to do well. The fact that we're guaranteed these great winter conditions, obviously it's going to be quite stunning, you know, when you see the shots with the car going and the sun out with the white background everywhere. It's going to look really nice, hopefully. It's pretty cold. I have to say it's quite cold, so yeah, hopefully don't have to end up standing outside in the cold too long.